Founded in 1968 by Rabbi Meir Kahan, the Jewish Defense League, or JDL, aimed to protect Jews from anti-Semitism, but quickly became notorious for extremism and violence. The FBI classified the JDL as a domestic terrorist group, linking it to bombings, arson, and assaults across the U.S. One of their most infamous acts was the 1985 assassination of Alex O'Day, a civil rights leader killed by a pipe bomb, a crime the FBI tied to the JDL. Irv Rubin, who led the JDL from 1985, was known for his confrontational style. In 2001, Rubin and Earl Krugel were arrested for plotting to bomb a mosque and a congressman's office. Rubin later died in jail, but the JDL's ideology continues to persist. The group's violent history remains a key example of how extremist ideologies can persist. Meir Kahan's extremist ideology spread from the U.S. to Israel, fueling radical settler groups like the Hilltop Youth in the West Bank, infamous for violent attacks against Palestinians. Meir Ettinger, Kahan's grandson, became a leader among these settlers and was detained after the deadly 2015 Duma arson attack, highlighting the link between American and Israeli extremism. Settlement expansion is driven by organizations like Adaret Kohanim and the Jewish National Fund, which displace Palestinians. Much of this funding comes from U.S. donors, creating a global financial pipeline. The influence of these networks reaches into American politics. In 2024, a celebrity family was criticized for donating to groups supporting pro-Israel counter-protesters at UCLA, sparking debate about celebrity funding. The web of extremism and funding stretches from the West Bank to American universities. These connections reveal how ideology and money intersect across borders. Extremism isn't limited to violence, it also exploits legal and religious systems. A 2024 Vice News investigation exposed how some ultra-Orthodox abusers flee to Israel using the law of return to evade justice, while slow extradition leaves victims without recourse. Ritual baths, or mikvahs, have been sites of abuse, shielded by community secrecy and a culture of cover-up that prioritizes reputation over child safety. This intersection of religious practice and legal loopholes enables ongoing cycles of abuse. In the digital age, control extends to corporate espionage. Black Cube, an Israeli intelligence firm run by ex-Mossad agents, uses aggressive tactics to target journalists, NGOs, and critics, blurring lines between private and state operations. These firms can be hired to surveil, harass, and silence dissent, raising concerns about privatized intelligence targeting civilians. Their close ties to Israeli intelligence make it difficult to distinguish between corporate and state-sponsored actions. The risk powerful interests can weaponize these networks to suppress opposition and manipulate legal outcomes. This new era of control combines old patterns of secrecy with modern technology. The fight for control now extends online, where Israeli government units work with tech giants to flag and remove content deemed anti-Semitic or anti-Israel. Critics argue this amounts to state-sponsored censorship, disproportionately silencing Palestinian voices and activism worldwide. NGOs like the Anti-Defamation League partner with tech platforms, but their broad definitions of anti-Semitism often target legitimate criticism of Israeli policy. These close ties between NGOs and Israeli intelligence raise concerns about foreign influence over American discourse. Evidence of Israeli-linked influence in the U.S. is real arrests for espionage and visa fraud, and covert operations exposed by Al Jazeera's 2018 documentary, The Lobby, USA. The documentary revealed coordinated efforts to surveil, smear, and disrupt American activists critical of Israel, especially those in the BDS movement. Tactics included blacklists, front groups, and intelligence gathering against U.S. citizens. These operations are part of a broader strategy to manage narratives and neutralize opposition. For Americans, this raises urgent questions about privacy, sovereignty, and the right to political advocacy without foreign interference. The battle over speech, surveillance, and influence is now a defining issue for democracy in the digital age.